Good afternoon. My name is Fotini Panagi, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Master of Ceremonies for this celebratory event. Before we begin, we would like to inform you that photography, audio, and video recording will take place during this event. I would like to acknowledge and warmly welcome His Excellency, the High Commissioner of India to the Republic of Cyprus, Mr. Manish, Professor Tasos Christofides, Rector of the University of Cyprus, their Excellencies and Honorable Representatives of the Embassies in Cyprus, the Honorary Council of Uruguay in Cyprus, current and former government officials of the Republic of Cyprus, Dr. Iosif Iosifidis, former President of the Cyprus Writers Association, members and officials of the High Commission of India to the Republic of Cyprus, friends of India and members of the India community in Cyprus, friends of the University of Cyprus, dear students, academics and colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. Namaste. The University of Cyprus and the High Commission of India to the Republic of Cyprus warmly welcome you all on the occasion of the birth anniversary of Rabindranath Tagore. This celebratory event is part of the festivities marking the 165th birth anniversary of the great Indian poet, philosopher, and Nobel Laureate Rabindranath Tagore, celebrated across India and around the world. Rabindranath Tagore was an icon of Indian culture. He was a poet, philosopher, musician, writer, and educationist. He became the first Asian Nobel laureate when he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913 for his collection of poems, Gitanjali. He was popularly known as Gurundev, and his songs are known as Rabindra Sangeet. Rabindranath Tagore was a truly multi-talented personality. He composed the national anthems of India and Bangladesh, and also contributed to the inspiration of the national anthem of Sri Lanka, making him a unique global literary figure. He remains the only person to have written national anthems for more than one country. Without further ado, I kindly invite His Excellency Mr. Manish, High Commissioner of India to the Republic of Cyprus, and the Rector of the University of Cyprus, Professor Tasos Christofides, to honor the memory of Rabindranath Tagore by laying a floral tribute at his bust here at the University campus. The sculpture of the first non-European Nobel laureate in literature was a donation from the Republic of India to the University of Cyprus. The unveiling of Tagore's bust was performed by the former President of India, Sri Ram Nath Kovind, in 2018. Your Excellency and Mr. Rector, please honor the memory of Rabindranath Tagore. Thank you, Your Excellency and Mr. Rector. Those who wish may also lay flowers at the bust of Tagore. Thank you all. Now, I kindly invite the Rector of the University of Cyprus, Professor Tasos Christofides, for his welcoming remarks. Mr. Rector, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, High Commissioner of India, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, dear colleagues, today we gather to celebrate the birthday of Rabindranath Tagore. The bust of Tagore stands on our campus as a lasting symbol of the strong and enduring ties between Cyprus and India, as well as between our academic communities. More than a monument, it is a bridge which links cultures, ideas, and generations. Its presence at the University of Cyprus offers students, visitors, and the wider community an opportunity to learn about the first non-European Nobel Laureate in literature and to reflect on the universal values his work embodies. As the years have shown, it also serves as a spark for dialogue on the enduring importance of literature, culture, and intellectual inquiry in shaping society. Allow me, in honoring Tagore's legacy, to record his words. The highest education is that which does not merely give us information, but makes our life in harmony with all existence. This thought resonates deeply with the mission of the university. Here, education is not about limitation, but rather an expansion of minds, horizons, perspectives, and possibilities. Critical thinking is not an abstract ideal. It is a foundation upon which we empower individuals to contribute meaningfully to society and to drive progress. Tagore's words remind us of the transformative potential of education and of the responsibility we bear towards future generations. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Republic of India, its diplomatic mission in Cyprus, and of course, to His Excellency, the High Commissioner, for their initiative and their commitment to strengthening our collaboration, as well as sharing with us their rich cultural heritage. We are looking forward to deepening our cooperation and to many more meaningful joint initiatives. Allow me to say that I have a special relation with India. I have collaborators in India. In fact, my main collaborator is from the Indian Statistical Institute, and I had the honor to host the most prominent statistician of the world, C.R. Rao. And C.R. Rao is a member of our community because he received an honorary doctorate from the University of Cyprus here in 2001. And as a statistician, I cannot resist to say that India is a superpower in statistics. It's not a coincidence that India has a junior minister of statistics, believe it or not. It is the only country in the world which statistics preserves a ministry. And modern statistics relies heavily on the Indian production of statistical theory and applications. So I will stop saying things about statistics because I will be, extrapolating myself in many other things. But in any case, thank you, Mr. High Commissioner. Thank you, Your Excellency, for this very important collaboration, and looking forward to many more meaningful collaborations in the future. And obviously, the university has an obligation to honor the memory of the most prominent literature person of India. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rector. His Excellency, Mr. Manish, High Commissioner of India to the Republic of Cyprus, is kindly requested to deliver his welcome speech. Mahamahim, Sri Manish, Bharat ke Uchayakt, Cyprus Ganaranja Yamen, Cyprus University men ab Kahardik Suankatye. I have just extended our welcome to His Excellency in Hindi. Welcome him to the University of Cyprus. Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
Encouraging me to learn some Cypriot. Respected Professor Tasos, Rector of the University of Cyprus, Dr. Iosifidis, former President of Cyprus Writers Union, my dear colleague, Ambassador of Serbia, distinguished faculty members, members of Indian community and students here in University of Cyprus, friends of India in Cyprus, a very good evening. Let me begin by quoting from what Tagore wrote. The same stream of life that runs through my veins night and day runs through the world and dances in rhythmic measure. These words are a fitting beginning for this evening. We have gathered here to remember a great Indian son and poet and to recognize the stream of thought, feeling and imagination that continues to run across languages, across continents and across generations. Standing here at the University of Cyprus before the bust of Tagore, one feels that this is not only a ceremony of remembrance, it is a meeting of civilization. India and Cyprus are both ancient lands shaped by memory, language, spirituality, poetry, and of course the sea. When we placed flowers today before Tagore, we were also placing our faith in the power of culture to bring people closer. About life and of Tagore, some remarks has already been done, but pardon me if I'm repeating some of this, but he was born in Bengal in 1861. He was a poet, writer, composer, philosopher, educator, artist, and one of the greatest humanist voices of the modern age. In 1913, he became the first Asian to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature for Gitanjali. Yet the Nobel Prize, as it is important for anybody, does not fully explain Tagore. Awards recognizes greatness. They do not create it. Tagore's greatness lay in his ability to make deeply personal universal. He wrote from India, but he spoke to humanity. He was rooted, but never narrow. He loved his land, but never allowed love of land to become hostility towards others. He believed in freedom not merely as a political condition, but as inner condition of the human spirit. That is why his words still matter. They matter in universities, they matter in diplomacy, they matter in the world that is connected yet often divided. Tagore's life itself contains lessons that are strikingly relevant for us today. He did not fit easily into conventional categories. As a young man, he was sent to England to study law and become a barrister. But the boy sent to England to become a lawyer returned in spirit as a poet of the world. This is an important reminder in a university setting. Education is the awakening of the mind. It is the capacity to ask, to wonder, to doubt, to create, and to connect. Tagore understood this deeply. At Shanti Niketan and later through Viswa Bharati, he imagined education as a meeting places of culture, a space open to nature, art, music, language, and the world. There is another extraordinary aspect of Tagore's life. In his 60s, when many people begin to look back on their achievements, Tagore began to paint. His works were exhibited in Europe and came to be recognized as part of India's modern artistic expression. Scholars have suggested that he may have had a red-green color vision deficiency, which may have contributed to the unusual color schemes and distinctive visual language of his painting. There is something profoundly moving in this. A man who may not have seen color as others did, still gave the world a new way of seeing. The poet who painted with words began late in life to paint with forms and colors. His limitations did not reduce his art, it transformed it. That is the power of creativity. Tagore's moral courage was equally remarkable. He was knighted by the British government in 1915, but in 1919, after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, he renounced that honor. Jallianwala Bagh was a tragic episode in India's freedom struggle when British troops fired on an unarmed gathering in Amritsar, killing hundreds of civilians. But for Tagore, silence after such an event was impossible. His renunciation of the knighthood was an act of conscience. He understood that dignity cannot be separated from justice. This makes Tagore especially relevant today. He was not a dreamer detached from reality. He was a universalist who understood suffering. He was a patriot who warned against hatred. He was a humanist who believed that freedom of one people could not be built on the contempt for another. His words became national anthem of India. Jana Gana Mana, as you all know, is the national anthem of India. His other song, Amar Sonar Bangla, became the national anthem of Bangladesh. The national anthem of Sri Lanka also carries an indirect connection to him, who studied at Santi Niketan and was inspired by the cultural world. Few figures in the history have touched the emotional life of so many people in such a lasting way. Tagore's poetry did not remain inside the books. It entered public memory, it entered music, it entered the voices of the nation. Today, we have another reason to celebrate. We have amongst us famous Cypriot poet, Dr. Yosef, who will read selected poetry of Tagore this evening. He took the initiative of translating into Greek poems of Rabindranath Tagore, as also the former Indian Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And we are very thankful to him for sparing time to come here to read out the poetry of Tagore here this evening. This is a special celebration of India-Cyprus relations. A lot have been told by the Rector also. We are connected thousands and thousands of years. I think our civilization, and in the contemporary context, I think we are redefining our relationship. Next, in 2 weeks' time, President of Republic of Cyprus is going to visit India, and to give a meaning to people connect and cultural understanding, we hope we'll be signing a memorandum of understanding for a cultural cooperation, which is very important to have a structured cultural engagement with Cyprus. But talking about Dr. Christofides, he has placed Tagore alongside Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the former Prime Minister of India, which is also meaningful. Though they belong to different periods of India's history, but both understood the dignity of language. Tagore was a universal poet of the human spirit. Vajpayee was a statesman poet who brought sensitivity, reflection, and moral seriousness into public life. Together, they showed that in India, poetry has never been separate from society. It also saved thought, conscience, and public imagination. I also note with appreciation that this literary initiative is connected with a broader cultural activities associated with Larnaka's preparation for European Capital of Culture 2030. This gives the project a wider horizon. It allows Indian poetry to enter the cultural life of Cyprus, not as a passing event, but as a lasting presence. I hope some of your books will find a place in the library of University of Cyprus. This evening, therefore, is not only about the past, it is about the culture, and the culture connects our two nations. Culture also softens distances. It can make the unfamiliar intimate. It can allow one people to hear the heartbeat of another. The bust of Tagore, which was installed during the visit of former President of India in Cyprus in 2018, is a visible symbol of our friendship and bond. There are many symbols of friendship between India and Cyprus. I don't know, maybe if, some of you are aware, but it is always important to rethink over it or remind ourselves. We are located in a street called Indira Gandhi Street, and the Parliament of House of Representatives next to it is another famous son of India, the great leader Mahatma Gandhi's statue is there. And of course, when Cyprus was attacked by Turkish invasion and UN peacekeeping operation started, the first general of the UN peacekeeping mission was an Indian general. The second one got a name in Larnaca. The street is called General Thimaiya Street. So the cultural connection has already been there. Let me end by thanking once again Rector and all his colleagues for readily agreeing to our request to celebrate this evening in the memory of great Indian son and of the world, Nobel Laureate Tagore. And let me end my remarks by saying that may the words of Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore continue to unite India and Cyprus in friendship, in imagination and shared human understanding. Thank you very much.
Ham Apka Danivath Karteche. We thank His Excellency. Your Excellency, dear Rector, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. It is now my great pleasure to invite Dr. Iosif Iosifidis, former President of the Cyprus Writers Association, to recite selected poems of Rabindranath Tagore. He will recite 5 poems in English and 4 poems in Greek, translated by himself. In fact, he has translated 70 poems of Tagore, which will be included in an upcoming book in Greek. The same book will also include 30 poems by the well-known poet and former Prime Minister of India, Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Please allow me, before I give the floor to Dr. Iosifidis, to briefly introduce him. He has held important positions, including President of the Cyprus Writers' Union, President of the Cyprus Academy of Sciences, and member of the Tenders Review Authority. He has also taught at master's degree programs at universities in Cyprus. He is a Knight of the Vatican, Vice President of the Hellenic Cypriot Cultural Association, and a member of the Scientific Committee of the Larnaca International Poetry Festival. Dr. Iosifidis is the author of numerous works, including poetry collections, plays, short stories, and essays. He has also translated major poets and Nobel Prize laureates, such as Eliot, Pablo Neruda, and Rabindranath Tagore. His poetry has been translated into more than 30 languages. His work has received several international awards and distinctions from international cultural organizations, including Art, Science, and Letters. Dr. Iosifidis, the floor is yours. We look forward to your poetry recital.
Thank you very much. Baby's World. Ο κόσμος του μωρού. I wish I could take a quiet corner in the heart of my baby's very own world. I know that it has stars that talk to him and a sky that stoops down to his face to amuse him with its silly clouds and rainbows. I wish I could travel by the road that crosses baby's mind and out beyond all bounds, where messengers run errands for no cause between the kingdoms of kings of no history, where reason makes kites of her laws and flies them, the truth sets fact free from its fetters. Πηγολαμπίδες, fireflies. Ο Θεός δεν με θέλει υπηρέτη του, μα να είμαι ο εαυτός μου υπηρέτης σε όλους και για όλα. Νιώθω ικανός να λατρεύω το Θεό μου, γιατί μου δίνει την ελευθερία να τον αμφισβητώ. Είναι υπέροχο το ουράνιο τόξο ανάμεσα στα νέφη, μα πιο υπέροχη η μικρή πεταλούδα στους θάμνους. Πίστη είναι το πουλί που συναισθάνεται με το φως και κελαϊδάει όταν ακόμα η αυγή είναι στο σκοτάδι. Προτού λήξει το ταξίδι μου, ας πλησιάσω προχωρώντας μέσα μου προς τον ένα, που είναι το παν. Με τα ερείπια που αφήνει ο θρίαμβος τρομοκράτη, τα κοριτσάκια φτιάχνουν σπιτικό για την κούκλα τους. Το φως αποδέχεται το σκότος για νύφη του, για χάρη της δημιουργίας. Η σκιά του δέντρου είναι για τους διαβάτες, ο καρπός του για αυτήν που περιμένω. Απορρίπτοντας τα πέταλά του, το άνθος αποκαλύπτει τον καρπό. Στην αγάπη πληρώνω το ατελείωτο χρέος μου, σε σένα για αυτό που είσαι και μόνο. From afar, από μακριά. The eye that floats among the wave of time. From a distance I watch him, with the dust and the water, with the fruit and the flower, with the all he is rushing forward. That I is not my real self. I am still within myself. I do not float in the stream of death. I am free. I am desireless. I am peace. I am illumined. Him I see from afar. Εσχάτη αυλαία, last curtain. It's an excerpt, small one. Ας διαβούν, ας απομακρυνθούν όσα πράγματα πόθησα μάταια και όλα όσα έχω αποκτήσει. Η αληθινή ιδιοκτησία μου ας είναι μόνο τα είδη που πάντα παρέβλεπα και απέρριπτα. I would ask for still more. Θα ζητούσα ακόμα περισσότερα. I will ask for still more if I had the sky with all its stars and the world with its endless riches, but I will be content with the smallest corner of this earth if only she were mine. Paper boats, χάρτινες βαρκούλες. Day by day, I float my paper boats one by one down the running stream. In big black letters, I write my name on them and the name of my village where I live. I hope that someone in some strange land will find them and know who I am. I load my little boats with surely flowers from our garden and hope that these blooms of the dawn will be carried safely to land in the night. I launch my paper boat and look up into the sky and see the little clouds setting their white, bulging sails. I know not what playmate of mine in the sky sends them down the air to race with my boats. When night comes, I bury my face in my arms and dream that my paper boats float on and on under the midnight stars. The ferries of sleep are sailing in them, and the lading is their baskets full of dreams. Σιωπηλά βήματα, απόσπασμα. Silent footsteps, except. Δεν έχεις ακούσει τα σιωπηλά του βήματα? Έρχεται, έρχεται, πάντα έρχεται. Κάθε λεπτό, σε κάθε εποχή, κάθε μέρα και κάθε νύχτα έρχεται, έρχεται, πάντα έρχεται. Παρά τις απανωτές λύπες, είναι αυτά τα βήματά του που πιέζουν την καρδιά μου. Είναι το χρυσό άγγιγμα των ποδιών του που κάνει τη χαρά μου να λάμπει. Πλανεμένα πουλιά, stray birds. Εδώ θα απολαύσετε θρησκευτικότητα και φιλοσοφία. Δεν μπορείς να δεις ποιος είσαι, μόνο τη σκιά σου μπορείς να δεις. Δεν μπορώ να διαλέξω το άριστο, αυτό αν θα επιλέξει εμένα. Ω ωραιότητα, αναζήτησε τον εαυτό σου στην αγάπη, όχι στον καθρέφτη που σε κολακεύει. Ο Θεός, δημιουργώντας, παρουσιάζει τον εαυτό του. Αν ερχόμαστε σε υψηλό μεγαλείο, αν είμαστε μεγάλοι σε ταπεινότητα. Τον Θεό τον κουράζουν τα τεράστια βασίλεια, μα ποτέ τα μικρά άνθη. Πόσο είσαι μακριά, ô καρπέ, στην καρδιά σου κρύβομαι, ô ανθέ. Και το τελευταίο, στα αγγλικά, λίγο πατριωτικό για την Ινδία του. Where the mind is without fear, όπου ο νους, ή η σκέψη αν θέλετε, όπου ο νους είναι δίχως φόβο. Where the mind is without fear, and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the word has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arm toward perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sound of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Και να διαβάσω στα ελληνικά την κατάληξη, σε μια σκέψη και δράση που διαρκώς διευρύνεται, σε αυτό τον παράδεισο ελευθερίας, πατέρα μου, ας ξυπνήσει η χώρα μου. Ευχαριστώ.
Thank you very much for this wonderful poetry reading and for sharing with us these selected poems by Rabindranath Tagore in your own translations. We very much look forward to the publication of your forthcoming book. His Excellency, the High Commissioner of India to the Republic of Cyprus, would like to give to the Rector a present of appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, this brings us to the end of this celebratory event. Thank you for joining us today. A reception will follow. Have a pleasant evening.